There's a topic which every single beginner brings to me as a problem, but it's also one of the least mentioned skills of a competent guitarist. Left hand muting. That's the topic of today's video. Left hand muting is when we touch a string without creating a note. It's the bugbear of every single beginner. If you're struggling with that, hit me up for a lesson and maybe I can help you move past it as a problem. In my experience, there's no easy, fast fix. It's a case of carefully analysing your specific technique and identifying manageable small steps to improve. However, muting is also almost a secret superpower of every competent guitarist. Let's look at a couple of examples. Before we can play bar chords, we might start with, instead of barring, just pushing the second string down. Now, for your F, that's going to work fine with these open E's. Because we'll get an F major 7. But what if we wanted to, I don't know, play an E flat? Because that is going to sound horrendous. So with a thumb, we can mute the 6th string, and simply either with the fleshy part of this hand, or maybe like I can feel this first finger touching the top string, even though I'm fretting the 2nd string, but I'm touching the top string. So that's like a C7 shape, alternatively like a major shape, so that would be an A flat. Alternatively, if I'm doing shell voicings, it's very easy when I'm picking, but what if I want to strum? Well, I can. Now, that's a bit better, it's getting a bit of a buzz there. Now I'm only pressing down 3 strings, so what about the other strings? Well, I'm actually touching my 6th string there with that middle finger. I'm actually touching my 2nd string with my ring finger. I'm actually muting my top string with this finger here. I don't think about it. I've kind of fallen into doing this over years and years and decades. I don't remember ever consciously trying to do this muting. But I learned to do it. And finally, I've been talking about muting as in touching strings, but another time is when we go from fretting to just releasing the pressure. And although I find it easy, I do know it's not to perfectly coordinate your right hand with your left hand. So here I'm doing a G, full bar chord, and I just want to demonstrate. Sort of have a, got to have faith or something. So what I'm doing is I'm going from pressing down all the strings to releasing them, and just releasing them at exactly the right time to make the riff sound good. So that's 3 examples of when we want to be muting. I think the easiest approach for you to practice your left hand muting is probably octaves. So whether we're on the, if we've got a note on the 6th or the 5th strings, the octave of that note is 2 strings up and 2 frets up. Okay, so what I'm going going to do here, I've programmed a couple of chords, well, 3 chords. The chords I've programmed into my, played into my looper are E minor, G, A. So we're in E Dorian. The riff goes... basically, right? So I'm just giving you this bassier note for you to learn the riff, and then you can add the octave once you know where to put this first finger. So fret numbers, I'm on the 5th string. That's an E. E Dorian, it's minor. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, flat 3, 2, 1, flat 7, 1. Okay, they're the functions. I'll just give you the fret numbers. 1, 3, 14, 12. 12, 12, 12, 7. 7? No, that's 10 going to a 7. 10 going to 7. You heard it here first. 5, 7. With the riff. Octaves. So I'm strumming all the strings. I use my first finger to mute the 6th. You could use your thumb, no doubt. We're actually in E, so... You could let it ring out all the time. I find it a bit too much letting it ring out all the time, but I do like to go... So I do like to throw in an E at the beginning. I mute my 6th string with my index finger. I also have my index finger at such an angle that it's touching my 4th string. In fact, it's touching most of my strings. If I take everything off and just play through each of those strings, 6 muted, 5's what I'm fretting, 4, 3, 2, 1. So to be honest with you, I mean, that's why I'm suggesting you practice with octaves, because you can mute everything with your first finger. However, the octave, I often use my pinky. I could use my ring finger. I think I alternate, okay? So I'm also holding my pinky at an angle there that means that it's touching my 2nd string. I also have the fleshy part of my finger just there, touching my top string. So truth be told, when I'm muting, I'm often muting a string with more than one finger. There you go. I'll pop a couple of minutes of that riff onto the end of this video for you to practice along with. I do hope that's been useful for you. Please like, comment and subscribe. Hell, you could even share this video. I sincerely appreciate all and any support. I'm creating and uploading a new video every single day for 100 days. Hope to see you tomorrow. Take care.